Hello, happy Saturday, Satnam. Let's see, I have a few mantras that we'll be chanting today that I just put in the field there. Let me get my light out of the camera. And hello, good to see some of you guys already on. Happy Saturday. This is Kundalini Yoga with Kara Looney here every Saturday. With the exception of next Saturday, I'm taking a Saturday off. So just know that next Saturday there will be no class, though I may scrounge up a little video and put it on and make it available on Saturday, just in case that's something that you're accustomed to doing on Saturdays. So as far as this Saturday is concerned, we're here. We're going to be closing out our Graha series, working on the planets of Vedic astrology. Today is our final day. We're working with the planet Saturn, appropriately on Saturday. Saturn is the planet which is the giver of grief, the giver of hard lessons. So we'll be learning about the symbolic nature of that planet and what its energy does for us in our karmic experience. A couple administrative details before we get into it today. Again, welcome. I'm here every Saturday, with the exception of next Saturday, teaching Kundalini Yoga live as a community service, as a community gesture, to make the practice, the technology more accessible to people, to bring levity and clarity, heightened awareness into people's lives. All the music I run through a program called Yogi Tunes, which makes use of the copyrighted music in a wonderful way for the artists. In addition to being here on Saturdays, teaching in this nice community way, I also teach 4 live classes a week on my website on a platform I call Yoga Club. So if you go to karalooney.com and you go to the Yoga Club classes section, you'll see that there's a handful of different membership options, whether you want to just take Vinyasa Flow with me, whether you want to just take Kundalini, whether you want to take both, whether you want to practice live or just through video. All of those options are available to you and various membership options. And then you can also drop in to classes at any time that you see fit. That would be at karalooney.com under the Yoga Club classes section. Okay. This Sunday, we are closing out our 40-day meditation journey on pranic life force. We've worked with 6 powerful breathing techniques, breath techniques, pranayama techniques during this 40-day meditation journey. This next time around, we've already opened registration for our next 40-day meditation journey. And you can go to karalooney.com under course registration, and you can learn about it. Basically, we'll be working with a very sacred Tibetan Buddhist mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. We're going to be working with the teachings of the Buddha on this next 40-day meditation journey. We're going to be working with malas as our meditation tool. And we'll be working with a very wonderful book by a Buddhist nun named Pema Chodron. The book is called When Things Fall Apart. It's heartfelt advice for hard times. And it's a great book to have in your wheelhouse whenever Saturn shines its light on you. Hi, Dan. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So if you want to join us on our next 40-day meditation journey, I highly encourage it. We have a wonderful community of yogis that practice these 40-day meditation journeys regularly. It's a wonderful community. We meet twice a week live, and we share in community. We discuss our book. We practice yoga together. And it's a really nice way to stay connected in spiritual community, especially when you're on the spiritual journey and you want to keep that vibration lifted so you can access that awareness. Surrounding yourself in a community of people on that same journey is really helpful in that endeavor. So that's the next 40-day meditation journey. As I mentioned, registration is open, and the journey begins on Wednesday, May 19th, and it runs all the way through June 27th, which is a Sunday. So it's going to be really fun. I hope you consider joining me. Let's see. And if you'd like to donate today's class, actually, I'm going to be donating any donation to an organization called Mission Oxygen India. As you may or may not have heard, India is going through a huge struggle with another round of COVID right now, and they're in a shortage of oxygen, right, to help people through the experience of COVID. And a lot of people are dying, and they're having a hard time just even with the mass cremations. It's quite an experience over there. So any donation made to today's class will go to what's called Mission Oxygen India, and they're giving oxygen cylinders and concentrators over to India to help with the shortage of oxygen over there in trying to address the COVID crisis. So I will be donating today, and any donations that you make to today's class will also be given over to Mission Oxygen India. All right. All right, let's get started. Oh, and a couple other things. Those of you who are Yoga Club members, tomorrow, Sunday, is the final day of our Yogi Club raffle. So if you've been participating in Yoga Club classes through April, every class that you've participated in is an entry toward winning tomorrow's raffle. So tomorrow will be the last day to enter the raffle and participate in class. If you want to join class and give it a try, you can go to caroluni.com, go under course drop-ins, and you can join us tomorrow for the last day of the raffle and the raffle drawing. All right, everybody. So feel free to put anything in the chat field, ask me any questions or comments. I'm going to slide back, so anything you do put in, I'll have to address at the end of class. And let's get started on Saturn today, closing out the Graha series of Kundalini classes. We started with the sun, then worked with the moon, then worked with Mars, worked with Mercury, worked with Venus, worked with Jupiter, and now we're working with Saturn. And when we worked with the moon, we worked with the nodes of the moon too. So some of those classes were done here on YouTube, and some of them were on my Yoga Club platform. Right, let me just turn on my speaker.
Battery 50%. Connected to iPhone and MacBook Pro.
Okay, happy Saturday, everybody. Let's get started. All right. Now, as you can imagine, since we're working with Saturn, and Saturn is the giver of grief, Saturn is the planet of hard lessons, you can imagine that today's Kriya set may be on a little bit more of an intense side. But it's a good thing. When we go with some of these more intense Kriyas, we start to move out of the mind and move into energy, right? Because if, let's say, for example, there's a part of this Kriya where we're going to be holding fists and we're going to be rolling the arms in backward circles, chanting sound God, 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 right? Now, there's two things I want to say about that. One, chanting the word God may be a little inflammatory for some of you, or a little bit curious. We do a lot of strange things in Kundalini Yoga. What I'd like you to open yourself up to, if you find such a thing inflammatory, what I'd like you to open yourself up to is the word God may be serving as a symbol for that which brings things into being, that which allows things to be, and that which transforms things into something else, right? Generate, organize, and destroy. This universal force that is undeniable and unavoidable within our experience and the experience of every other living thing here on the planet, or every other thing that is made of the five elements, right, is subject to that force, to that power. So we're channeling that energy. We're channeling our connection to that generate, organize, and destroy power of the universe, okay? I know the word God can be very inflammatory with a lot of the different dogmas and different belief systems out there, but I encourage you, when you're chanting the sound of God, 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 today, there's going to be for you, I encourage you to open yourself up to an allowing of a connection to these three profound powers in the universe. Okay, and the other thing I want to mention is, as I was alluding to, is that some of these more challenging Kriyas can open us up in a way that nothing else can, right? Because it helps us move into that sort of tension, friction, and pressure, like putting pressure on a piece of coal and it creates a diamond, right? Putting ourselves under this pressure, which allows for an eventual transcendence, an eventual moving past a threshold of pressure, right? And it creates an openness, an awareness, an expansiveness. So I encourage you to, when you feel maybe a little tense in the shoulders or a little bit of viscerality as a result of today's Kriya set, I encourage you to think of it as just energy. Maybe not as, oh, my muscles hurt, or, oh, this is very intense. Think of it as just of powerful energy. See if you can get out of the mind and into the energy. Okay? Let's tune in, and then I'll go into further discussion about the planet Saturn, about today's Kriya set, stimulating 72,000 energy channels. And we tune in with our sacred invocational mantra, Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the divine teacher within. We're calling on the high self. We're calling on that divine witness. And then we tune in with the sacred Mangalacharan mantra, a mantra of protection. Let's bring the thumbs into the sternum, shoulders down away from the ears, eyes drawn up to third eye center. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. 3 times through. Take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Arangre Name, Jugarangre Name, Satakure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Arangre Name, Jugarangre Name, Satakure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Arangre Name, Jugarangre Name, Satakure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Take a deep breath into the nose. Suspended, root lock, third eye. And exhale, release. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. Good to see you. Today we are closing out our Graha series of classes. Graha meaning that which holds, that which grasps, right? And that is the definition of the planets in Vedic astrology, because it is said that within the energy of these planets, the sun, the moon and its nodes, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, within these planets holds our karmic experience, the energy that manifests as our unique experience of karma in our lives. And each planet, as you have known and gained deeper awareness in through these past few classes, holds a very specific and unique energy and quality And today we're closing out with Saturn, the giver of grief, the giver of hard lessons. And I believe very strongly that it's not the pleasurable experiences in life necessarily that determine your happiness, right? Determine your state of contentment. It is how you handle, how you reflect upon, how you choose to experience, right? Choose to experience the challenging times that can really determine your quality of life. Because we're all going to have them. We're all going to experience the hardship, the grief, the challenge, the tough, hard-ass lessons. We're all going to experience it in our own very unique way. And depending on how we receive that information, how we receive that lesson, how we allow it to move through us, has a profound impact on our level of happiness in life. Now, as I mentioned, Saturn is known as the giver of grief and hard lessons. Saturn relates to the air element, drying up, withering, aging, loss of vitality, brittle, rigid, and separating, right? Removing from, disconnecting from. On Monday, if you were in my yoga club class, we discussed Venus, right? Venus, which relates to the life-giving power of water, promoting new life, vitality, and sustainability. Saturn does the opposite, right? Saturn reduces vitality, creates vulnerability toward disease and suffering. It controls death and dying. That's kind of its wheelhouse, is death and dying, decay, destruction. As such, it causes suffering, but in a powerful way, it often helps us gain awareness on our attachments. Through the experience of loss, through the experience of suffering, we start to gain a deeper awareness of what our attachments are. And as we've heard so many times, whether it's through yogic practice, whether it's through the Buddha's teachings, that it's our attachments and our resistances that basically cause so much of our suffering. Now, Saturn not only relates to physically aging, but also spiritual maturity. Through the experience of loss and suffering, a spiritual purification process takes place. Right? Saturn, although considered a malefic planet, has purpose that brings benefit into our lives. Right? Saturn relates to agriculture, to farming and the seasons. Saturn relates to the passing of time. The Greek counterpart here would be Kronos, the keeper of the passing of time. It relates to traditional trades and skills like manual labor, carpentry, plumbing, spiritual tradition, and religious orthodox, right? So it's a keeper of tradition and old, strongly valued ways. It enjoys hard work and the success that comes from hard work. I was raised in a very Saturnian household, right? And, Saturn happens to lord my fourth house. And the fourth house is the energy of home, is the energy of the house. And so living kind of a single lifestyle, a spiritual lifestyle, actually suits me because of that Saturnian influence in my fourth house. So it'd be very interesting if you want to understand more about, even though Saturn can be a malefic planet, it actually can serve beneficial to you in your life, depending on how and where it's placed. So it'd be interesting, maybe if you were curious, to find that out by going to a Vedic astrologer. I will hopefully be able to help you out in that endeavor in about a year or two. Let's see. Saturn loves discipline. Saturn loves commitment. Saturn loves endurance, focus, independence, patience, and determination. Right? These are all qualities that really help us in the material realm. So Saturn's not all that bad. Saturn, however, is that which produces karmic results of negative actions, both from past life and from present life. So it's all about punishment, suffering, and fear. Right? In this way, Saturn serves as a teacher for us. On Thursday, if you were in my yoga club class, we worked with the planet Jupiter. And among many things, Jupiter is a benevolent teacher, right? Filled with expansive experiences and deeply gained wisdom. I use the analogy of like that year or semester abroad that you traveled throughout Europe and you just gained all these beautiful experiences of culture and food and language, right? That would be like a Jupiter teacher experience. Saturn is also a teacher, but Saturn teaches hard, painful lessons. It educates us through restriction, through confinement, through suffering and grief, right? So maybe this past year in quarantine would have been a very Saturnian teacher for many of us, letting us know where a lot of our attachments were, where a lot of our fear is based and residing in, right? Through this hard lesson that Saturn brings us, it gives us wisdom, but it's gained through a rougher ride than, say, for example, Jupiter. For those of you who came for honey, she's right over there under the blanket. People often speak of their Saturn return in their life, right? Oh, I'm going through my Saturn return, or oh, my Saturn return is coming up. Saturn return takes place for a person approximately every, say, 7 to 29 years. It's a period of time where Saturn returns to the same position it was at the time of your birth. It tends to signify a time of huge change in life. Pressure, challenge, hardship, struggle, loss, right? Just a lot of transformation, and oftentimes not self-induced transformation, right? Transformation that was not planned or not preferred. Through this, it can also usher in changes that you wouldn't have otherwise had the courage to employ under a gentler time, right? So it's kind of like that I have nothing left to lose type of energy. There are some mantras, mudras, and kriyas that help us manage, balance, and soften that Saturn energy. Shuni mudra, right? Thumb and middle finger. That is a mudra that helps us employ the energy of patience, discernment, and commitment. Okay. We have in Kundalini Yoga, we have Gutaka Kriya, we have the Caliber Kriya, and we have the Cause and Effect Kriya. We have the meditation to balance Saturn and Jupiter. In Vedic astrology, you have the mantra O Vishnava Namaha. In Kundalini Yoga, we have the mantra Ek Onkar Sat Guru Prasad. Sat Guru Prasad Ek Onkar. Right? We'll be chanting that today. That's considered the magic mantra. If you're looking for the lyrics of that mantra or the words of that mantra, I put it in the chat field. We also have Gobinde Mukhande as a mantra. Apsahai Hoa can be a really helpful mantra too. Now, physically, in the physical body, Saturn tends to relate to our foundation, right? Our stability, which would be the thighs, the legs, the knee joints, okay? Any diseases that are related to Saturn energy, right? Vata disorders, since it is an air element planet, any Vata disorders in the body, constipation, arthritis, gout, rheumatism, depression, fatigue, amputations, right? Any experience of amputation is related to Saturnian energy. Osteoporosis and tooth decay, okay? So it's a hard energy planet. We're going to be working with Subhag Kriya today. It's another Kriya that can really help us make good use of Saturnian energy. That discipline energy, this is a mantra, or I'm sorry, this is a Kriya that really helps produce prosperity, right? So it kind of helps to cancel out some of that intensity of Saturn energy. Same holds true for that magic mantra, Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad Ek Onkar. It turns negativity into positivity. All right, so let's start with our warm-up. Let's take the hands on the shins. I'll start the music for the warm-up. Eyes are up at third eye center. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Sufi circles are helping us ground our lowest energy center. And this whole warm-up series that we do helps prepare the central channel, helps prepare the muscles that support the spine, helps open up the energy channels and prepare the nervous system for the work we're about to do. Taking some long, deep breaths in through the nose as you roll forward, out through the nose as you round back. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center. Exhale, reverse. Letting go of thoughts of the past, anticipations of the future. Dropping out of the mind and expanding through heart-centered awareness. Letting your worldly concerns just step aside for a moment and tap into the realm of spirit, the realm of awareness. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, flex the spine forward. Exhale, round tucking down. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Hands come onto the shoulders. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. Nice long spine. Navel pulls into the spine, supporting the low back. Drawing that energy up into the heart. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Let's take those hands off the shoulders, Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb joint. Let's lift those arms up to 60 degrees. Full extension of the arms, long neck, open chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling your energy start to rise. Feeling your gratitude start to grow. Connect to it. Express the vitality in your being. Lengthen through the spine, deepen the breath, extend through the arms. Charge the field around the body with that life force energy you're connecting to. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach arms straight up. Suspend the breath. And then sweep through the energy field. Reaching through the fingers. Charging the energy in the center of the palms. Charge that field around the body. Expand the field. Tapping into high vibration emotions. Feeling yourself radiant, charged, and alive. Sink into the experience. Get out of the mind. Close the eyes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, hinge, bow forward, and come onto tabletop. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Start with cat-cow. Inhale, chin and tail. Exhale, round tuck and go. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, chin and tail. Exhale, round tuck and go. Let's curl those toes under. Press up, downward dog. Shake the head loose. Pedal the feet, wag the tail, long neck. We're going to be in seated cross-legged position a lot today, so I'd like to do a little work to open up the legs, stretch out through the hips. Take that right leg, sweep it up high behind you. Bend that right knee, and then turn the belly button to the right side of the room. Stretch through right hip flexor and quad. Breathe long and deep. Head is relaxed. Maybe arch through the back. And release. Bring it down. Left leg comes up. Stretch it up to the sky. And then bend that knee. Turn the belly to the left side of the room. Arching through the back. Get a nice, beautiful stretch here. Relax through the back of the neck. Thank God you're a small dog. You're right away. And then ground that leg. Inhale, lift up high in the toes. Bend the knees. Step to the hands. And then please come down seated. Extend those legs out in front of you. Alright, we're going to come with a little stretch pose. Right? What would a Kriya, a class dedicated to Saturn, be without that little stretch pose? Okay, so there's some modifications you can do through stretch pose. I'm going to come laying down onto my back. Full expression of stretch pose. Low back presses to the mat. Feet lift up off the ground, about 6 inches or so. Gazing toward the toes, reaching toward the toes. Full body engaged as if it's one muscle. We breathe breath of fire through the nose. Modifications include hands coming under the low back to support, one leg at a time as you do breath of fire. Okay, let's get ready. Find an approach that works for you. Reaching toward the feet. Let's begin breath of fire.
Murata Jumi Sebam Durga Sacha Adi Sach Gadu Sach Devi Sach Nanavasi Nikonka Satnam
Stay in it.
Nirvo Nirvera Kamurata Jumi Sebam Durga Sacha Adi Sach Gadu Sach Devi Sach Nanavasi Ekonka Satnam Gatapura Nirvo Nirvera Kamurata
Stay with me, guys. Last 10 seconds.
Adi Sach Gadu Sach Devi Sach Nanavasi
And inhale. Suspend, engage. And relax. Take a moment, just relax. Maybe put your hand on your belly. See if you can feel your pulse here. It's kind of a good sign that you've set and balanced your navel point to energy. It's a good way to remove any stagnancy, any kind of laziness energetically in the body. Kind of lights a fire. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Rock it up. Let's come into seated cross-leg position. Now today's Kriya set, we're going to move right through it, right? There's going to be no breaking in between when it comes to this Subhag Kriya. So I'm going to give you a little heads up on what to expect. So the first part of this Kriya, the right thumb is going to be facing closest to the chest with the hands, palms facing down. I'm going to strike the Jupiter mound of my fingers together and chant Har. And then my hands come around as if I'm kind of smoothing over a sphere. I chant and I hit my moon mounds together. Har. So I'll be chanting Har, 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 Har. Okay? This is a part of the Kriya, right? Part of the Subhag Kriya. This is also a meditation that can be done on its own. Calls in a lot of prosperity. All right? The second part of this we'll move into directly after. Reaching the arms up, widespread fingers. We're going to breathe as we cross. Starting to charge that energy, right? Starting to kind of get into some intensity of the Kriya. And then we're going to take the thumbs, bring them inside the fingers, and we start circles. And we chant the sound, as I was mentioned in the beginning. God, 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 right? Generate, organize, and destroy. And it's usually a resistance to one of those three elements of experience that cause a lot of our suffering, right? So we're embracing all of it. Generate, organize, destroy. It's all becoming part of us, right? That which comes into being, that which allows things into being, and that which transforms into something else. And then, and then we're going to bring the hands down. Had, Hare, Hari. Wa, He, Guru. Okay? And just charging the energy between the lower triangle and the higher triangle of consciousness. The gateway here is right between the solar plexus and the heart. All right, and then we come to an end, long, deep breathing, and then we'll come into a very powerful Saturn meditation. All right, where we lock the middle fingers together. Now, before we do any of that, let's get into some spiritual exaltation, and we'll start chanting Ek Onkar Sat Guru Prasad. Sat Guru Prasad Ek Onkar. This mantra, Creator and creation are one. All is a blessing of the Creator. This mantra gets us out of the cycle of negativity. Okay? So we're going to take our hands and we're just going to join the moon mounds together, gentle cupping of the hands, eyes are at third eye center. And we're going to chant Ek Onkar Sat Guru Prasad, and then we begin our Kriya. Eyes at third eye. Lengthen the neck, soften the shoulders down away from the ears, nice long spine. Eyes are strong at third eye. Just listen to the melody for a couple rounds. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar. Sing from the heart. Let your energy vibrate out. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 One more round. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad,
Satgur Prasad, Ek Onkar, Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad, Ek Onkar, Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad, Ek Onkar.
Last time.
Ek Onkar, Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad, Ek Onkar.
Take a deep inhale.
Satgur Prasad, Satgur
Suspend the breath. Lock third eye.
Ek Onkar, Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad, Ek Onkar, Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad, Ek
And this mantra helps us when it comes to Saturn energy because, as a reminder, Saturn energy is a teacher. And if we can't learn the lessons, then we find ourselves, especially when it comes to Saturn energy, we find ourselves in the place of victimhood. Right? Oh, this happened to me, and oh, what was me, and oh, I'm such a victim. Right? And not to displace anyone who is in an experience of being victimized, but sometimes our negative experiences, sometimes our challenges, we get down on ourselves. We start to feel sorry for ourselves. We get caught up in the drama of our experience, as opposed to considering what this lesson may be teaching us about ourselves. Maybe it teaches us that we need to employ a little bit more discipline, or work through the hard times a little bit more with positivity, right? So this mantra, Ek Onkar, Satgur Prasad, Ek Onkar, helps transform negativity into positivity. So when we're in challenge, it can be an experience of, wow, I'm so grateful I went through that, because as a result of that challenging experience, I'm stronger. I have more awareness, right? I have more wisdom. This is transforming the negative into the positive, and how this mantra can help us when it comes to Saturnian energy. Now let's get ready for our Subhag Kriya. And as I mentioned, we're going to be moving right through it from Har, breath, again to God, thumbs inside of fingers, to moving the energy in front of the chest, to holding the arms up, suspending the breath. And I will gently guide you through this, but just have an awareness that there will be very little, if no, pausing between each sequence in this Kriya. Okay? Now, let's get in position, chanting the sound Har, Har, and I'd like you to really use the belly. We're going to be moving about 15 minutes consistently through this Kriya. Each set will be about 3.5 minutes. So if you're at this feeling where you're like, oh my God, I can't handle it anymore, think about just that 3 minutes. Try and channel that intensity. Try and channel that challenge into positivity. Transform that energy. All right, let's let Saturn be our teacher today. All right, right thumb is closest to the chest. Here we go. Hut, 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 hut. Eyes are at the tip of the nose. Hut, 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 hut. Keep your ears open to the sound. Feel the charge and the power of that hut. Hut, 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 Inhale, exhale through the nose. Eyes are at the tip of the nose. Keep that neck long, shoulders away from the ears. Conscious use of your energy here. Are you overstraining? Are you overexerting? Are you gripping anywhere in the body? Try and be relaxed and expressive of your energy. Charge those palms with radiant heart energy. Starting to feel those shoulders, how can you reframe it? How can you shift the quality of your mind to manage the intensity of the energy in your shoulders? We've just become habituated into struggling through it. Transform your perspective. This is how we strengthen the nervous system. This is how we can hold a stronger charge, increase our bandwidth for intensity in this very advanced age. Let those hands channel the energy out from the shoulders. You can't think your way through this one, it's all energy. Positive, empowering energy experience. This is where the rubber hits the road in Kundalini Yoga. Now wrap those fingers around the thumbs. Circles. Generate, organize, and destroy. God. 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 God, 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 God. Hit the tongue on the roof of the mouth, hitting that meridian point, connecting to glands in the brain. God, 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 God. Calling in, generate, organize, destroy. God. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. God, 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 God. Stay strong. Call on that high self. God. God, 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 God. Engage where you need to, soften where it helps. God, 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 God. Now get into the heart. God, 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 stay strong. God, 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 God. Now bring those hands down right in front to the heart and the solar plexus. Moving the hands, alternating, chanting. Har Hare Hari Waheguru. 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 Har Hare Hari. Now whisper. Stimulating that throat chakra. And then we're going to stimulate the third eye in a few moments to whistle. Now whistle. Little pranayama to awaken that third eye. Now inhale. Left hand stacks on top of right. Take this inhale very slowly. Very slowly, like 20 seconds on your inhale. Now suspend it for 20 if you can. Exhale. Take a deep inhale and suspend. Relax third eye. Release the hands. Via Mudra, or Shuni Mudra if you like, middle finger and thumb. Stay in this meditative space. Gently blink the eyes open. We're going to come into what's called the Saturn meditation. I'm going to take my left hand, have it facing the ground. I'm going to have my thumb closed down over my index, ring, and pinky. So my Jupiter, my Sun, and my Mercury finger are closed down by my thumb. And I'm going to hook the middle finger of my right hand onto the middle finger of my left hand. So my left palm is facing the ground. My right palm is facing my chest. My thumb is closing down my remaining fingers. And there's a tugging, there's an energy where the two fingers are gently pulling on each other, so you're creating tension. Elbows are out to the side, shoulders are down away from the ears. Eyes are at the tip of the nose, 1/10 closed, just looking through the lashes. Breathing is slow, long, and deep. This is a very classic meditation for Saturn energy, so we can harness it so it can be useful for us and not destructive. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, eyes again, 1/10 at the tip of the nose. The belly expand. Exhale. Try not to get caught up in the shoulders and the neck, but long and expansive tension just straight across the center of the chest. Getting out of the mind and into experience through the breath, through the posture. Notice how entertaining thoughts can distract you from your breath. Paying focus on your breath keeps you away from your thoughts.
Adyam Udgitham Mangalam Adyam Udgitham Mangalam Adyam Udgitham Mangalam Adyam
Indulging in the breath.
Udgitham Mangalam Adyam Udgitham Mangalam Adyam Udgitham Mangalam Adyam Udgitham Mangalam
Connecting to that witness. I'm taking a deep inhale through the nose. Suspend or lock third eye and pull those middle fingers. Lengthen through the spine. Keep the posture, exhale. Again, inhale. Root lock, third eye, big belly, and gently pull. Long spine.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
And exhale, release. Take a few breaths as you relax. Noticing the shifts.
Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu
Attaching to nothing.
Sahaviryam
Allowing the breath.
Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
When you're ready, please come laying down onto the back. Feet and thighs turn out naturally. Palms face up next to the hips. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let the jaw soften. relaxes in the mouth. Ears fall back. Have a gentle awareness of the crown of your head. Gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins and rock from side to side. Good job today, guys. Subhag Kriya is not easy, nor is the energy of Saturn. But when we can make use of that energy, when we can channel it in a way that energizes us and makes us stronger, then it creates prosperity. Right? And that's what today's set is all about. It's like harnessing that energy of Saturn strengthening our nervous system, strengthening our mind, strengthening our resolve, increasing our bandwidth of our nervous system in order to support the energy of Saturn. Roll onto one side into fetal position. And gently use that top hand to press yourself up seated. We have our mantra of the week that we're going to close out with. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sache Doa, Har, Har, Har. The mantra is in the chat field. The Creator has become my protector. The truest of the true is taking care of me. And then God, God, God. Right? Think of it as that universal energy that generates, organizes, and destroys. We call this Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. This mantra helps us eliminate blocks, challenges, helps us give us mental self-control. Okay, we're going to have Shuni Mudra today, thumb and middle finger. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sache Doa. Har, har, har. Long spine, eyes are at third eye center. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har. Up Sahai Hoa, Sache Da, Sacha Doa. Har, har, har.
Apsahai Goa Sacheda Sachadawa Har 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 Apsahai Goa Sacheda Sachadawa Har Har Har. Take a deep breath into the nose. Suspend the breath. And exhale. Let's bring the hands to the heart center. So today we did a Kriya set, we did a meditation, we chanted a couple mantras, all of which support us in relation to Saturn energy, right? That hard teacher, that giver of grief. These are some tools you can turn to when you find yourself in the experience of working with Saturn, all right, in the way that it manifests in your experience. Let's close out with one round a cappella of the Longtime Sun. May the Longtime Sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. And then 3 rounds of that sacred mantra, Satnam, declaring truth is our identity. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. May the Longtime Sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Take a deep breath into the nose. Suspend it. And bringing folded hands to third eye center, blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward, Satnam, Namaste. Rising up. Now, if you found today's Kriya set challenging, don't be discouraged. Kundalini Yoga is a process where we strengthen our nervous system, we strengthen our physical resolve in a way that seems somewhat counterintuitive sometimes, right? Oftentimes we think of strength in relation to muscle mass. And muscle mass is not going to do anything to help you here for 5 minutes or 11 minutes at a time, right? It is your mind, your way to mentally adjust to stress, your nervous system's way to mentally adjust to stress, and the way you move energy through your body, right? So if you were discouraged and you found yourself not fully able to complete the Kriya in the way you might have wanted to, please don't let that be discouraging. Just recognize that that's your current point of boundary. And as you continue to practice Kundalini Yoga in the many different ways that we do different Kriyas and different sets, we continue to strengthen our resolve. We continue to expand our bandwidth to adjust our minds, our body, and our energy to the stress of the times. All right, thank you very much, Satnam. I'm going to slide forward and answer any questions. Please know that you can practice with me 4 times a week live on my platform on my website. Yoga Club under caroluni.com. Go to the Yoga Club classes section. I have monthly memberships and drop-ins available. Additionally, registration is open for my next 40-day meditation journey. We're going to be working with the Tibetan Buddhist mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum.
We're going to be working with meditation malas, and we're going to be working with a very sacred book by Buddhist nun Pema Chodron, When Things Fall Apart. If you'd like to learn more about that 40-day meditation journey, you can go to carolooney.com and go into the course registration section, where you can learn more and register. The journey begins on May 19th. And the early bird rate of $55 to register for this 40-day journey is available until May 15th. After that, the rate gently rises to $60 from May 15th to May 19th. And it's really fun. We have a great group of people who regularly join. Let's see who we have here. We have Steve Shalin. Hey, Steve, good to see you. He feels so calm. I'm so glad. Howard, thank you, Kara. Good challenging set. Howard, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better after your COVID vaccinations. Thank you, Dan. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and you are charged up and ready to handle the Saturn energy. Okay, Satnam, everybody. See you. Oh, and don't forget, this coming Saturday, let me just look at my calendar. I will not be holding live class on YouTube. I need to take a Saturday off. Let's see, it'll be Saturday the 8th. And the other thing, just my closing statements, if you want to donate to today's class, all donations will be going to Mission Oxygen India. They're going to be sending oxygen cylinders and concentrators over to India for their challenging time they're going through with that next wave of COVID that they're facing over there. All my music I run through Yogi Tunes, and we'll see you in 2 Saturdays unless you come and join me on yoga club classes during the week. I teach Kundalini Monday and Thursdays. All right, Satnam, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.